Hey y'all, this short video is just going to talk to you really quickly about Major Assignment 1, the memo. So you will be very shortly receiving feedback from me on your short writing assignment, in which I give you a little bit of advice about what you picked and what are the different things you've identified about audience and purpose in the manual that you've picked. So after you get that feedback, it is time for you to write your memo. So in this assignment, you are going to create a professional memo in which you discuss the different aspects of the rhetorical situation present in the manual. So you should, in SWA 1, have identified a manual of some sort of consumer product, and in the feedback, you'll get approval on your choice. And next, you're going to create a professional memo in which you discuss 2 or 3 decisions the writers and designers of the manual appear to have made to address audience-related factors such as purpose-related factors, document-related factors, and or process-related factors. So what I mean by that is you are going to tell me about what kind of choices the writer made in order to address a specific audience, a specific purpose, what kind of choices did they make in the document, and finally, like what, if you can, any ways in which they identified the process. You need to save your memo in a Word document or in a PDF. I can't accept any other formats. Those are the ones that the grading app that I use accepts, so that I can write on the material. Now, obviously, when it comes to like uploading a picture of your manual, you can take a picture with your phone. I don't write on those, so it doesn't, I can view it, so it's fine if those aren't in a Word document or PDF, but the memo itself needs to be in a Word document or a PDF. Make sure you take a look at the schedule for the due date, so that you submit your assignment on time. You can submit the assignment up to 7 days late with a half letter grade per day late penalty. So if you need a little extra time, there is a little extra time built in for you to take, but there will, be a little bit of a grade penalty if you need a little extra time. After 7 days late, if you needed anything past that, you would need to get permission from me in writing to do that. This is kind of it is a major assignment, but it is not a very in-depth research paper or anything like that. It should be something that you should be able to pull together in a week very easily. So hopefully you won't need any extra time, but if you do, that is the option for you. So quickly, I just want to talk a little bit about how you should format your memo. Really, I would like you to follow the format in our textbook. This is a sample of the format that our textbook provides. And the reason is because most companies that you are going to work for, or any kind of professional writing, memo writing you might do for a company, they're going to have their own formats. So you are more than likely going to have to use the format of that company. For example, if I write out a memo to the English department, Midlands Tech has their own header, they have their own ways in which colors and fonts that we use professionally. So for this memo, I would like for you to use the sample in the book just to learn a memo format, and I would like for you to adhere to that as closely as possible. So use the format in the book. In the ebook, it is Chapter 9, Guidelines Organizing a Memo. In our textbook, if you want to see if you are using the hard copy, it is on page 249 if you want to see the specific format that I would like you to follow. Also, I think in Chapter 9 as well, they give you some really nice guidelines for what you should include in your memo. I would like for you to consider these 5 organizational elements that they discuss when you are pulling together your memo. So that is how I want you to format it, and that is the guidelines that I want you to consider when you're pulling this together. Finally, if you look, let's see if I can get there easily. Sometimes I can't. Finally, if you look at the end of this chapter, hold on. There is a checklist at the very end of chapter 9, and of course it's going to take me forever to get it. Okay, if you look at the very end of chapter 9, it has a checklist of like, hey, did you remember to do these things in your memo? You should do that. So I think that the checklist can be very helpful when you're reading back through, hey, did I do these things? So that is what I would like for you guys to pull together for your memo for your first major writing assignment. And I hope that if you have any questions, you'll feel free to email me or post on our class chatter board if you run into any situations. Do try to work on this at the beginning of the week. I know you're going to have the whole week and it's not due until the Monday, so the Monday following. So make sure that you aren't trying to email me at 11 o'clock on Sunday night, or 10:30 on Monday night. It's going to be really hard for me to give you like good solid advice in time. Make sure you're getting a good start at the beginning of the week, so if you run into any problems, you can email me on like Tuesday or Wednesday and say, eek, help. I do think this is a pretty straightforward assignment. I hope that you don't overthink it. I really am just looking for a professional memo and see that you are practicing those skills. And again, if you have any questions or need any help, feel free to reach out.